All right, so since we did the activity, you can now see why the three angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. That activity that we just did let you take the three angles and basically rip the corners off and put them together and see what happens when you rip the corners off and line them up. So just refresher, the three angles of any triangle add up to 180 degrees. And so basically what we're going to do is write really quick equations and solve them. And again, good news is you can do your equations in Desmos. So you don't have to do the algebra part of it, but you do want to set them up and show us what you set up. So let's look at number one. Okay, we have 29, 91, and A. So we want to know what that third angle is. So we take the first angle, which we don't know, it's A, add it to the second angle, and you can go to the 29 or the 91, doesn't matter. Add it to the third angle, and they have to add up to 180. Okay, now just remember, when we type this in Desmos, we don't want to use A, we want to use X. Okay, and our answer will be where the line, because what's going to happen is Desmos is going to graph it as a line, but our answer to this equation is going to be where the line crosses the x-axis. So we come over here, again, instead of A, we're going to use X. So X plus 29 plus 91 equals 180. Now, if you notice on my screen, nope, I cannot see anything happening, right? So scroll out, we got to find our line. Oh, there it is, kind of out there. Okay, so once you get it where you can see the line, tap on your x-axis, your horizontal axis, it'll make a dot, double tap it, and it'll give you the answer. Your x value, which is your first number, is what your answer to your equation is. So A is going to be 60, and since we're finding angle measures, we're going to put the degrees. Excuse me. All right, so let's look at number two. Again, we're going to add the three angles. Okay, and I always start with the variable. You don't have to, but that's what I tend to do. So I'm going to say the first angle, which is B, plus the second angle, I'm going to do the 45, plus the third angle, 87, equals 180. Okay, and again, of course, you could write B plus 87 plus 45 equals 180. You could say 45 plus 87 plus B equals 180. It is whatever makes you happy, as long as you add all three pieces. That's the only thing we see people forget sometimes, is they don't do all three angles. So again, when we type it into Desmos, we want to use X. So we're going to say X plus 45 plus 87 equals 180. Okay, again, if you cannot see it, if you're on your home screen, you're not going to see it, especially with these bigger numbers. So you're going to have to zoom out. Okay, there it is. Tap, tap. So my angle turns out to be 48. So B is going to be, and again, we're just finding the missing angle, so it's 48 degrees. All right, so set up our equation for number three. And again, we need to see your equation. We don't want to just have your answers. If you give us a paper with just answers, we're going to send you back and ask you to show us the equation. So first angle, C, plus second angle, plus third angle equals 180. Okay, so C plus 35 plus 27 equals 180. Pop to Desmos, type it in, let Desmos do the hard. 35, 27 equals 180. Let's see, not zoomed out. Oh, there it is. It's way out here. Okay, it took me a minute. And like the black is a little hard for me to see. So you can change the color if you just tap and hold that circle. So I'm going to make it orange so I can really see it. Okay, if you can't see it, double tap. So that actually comes out to be 120. Okay, so that missing angle, even though it doesn't really look like it the way they drew it, is 120 degrees. All right, number four. first angle plus second angle plus third angle. Notice I keep saying that so I don't forget one. They have to add up to 180. Okay, now if you want to work smarter, then you can come here instead of retyping the same equation. You could just leave that delete out and add the 31 and 75. So you're not having to keep typing that in. Double tap, we'll put my dot, but double tap. So my answer is 74. So that missing angle is 74 degrees. Okay, and yes, there's a shortcut you could do on these first 8, but, or actually first 10 to be honest with you. But if you look down, just glance down at 11, 12, 13, and 14, okay, you can't shortcut it. So that's why we want you to get into the habit of writing the equation now, because it doesn't change when you get down there. All right, number 5. E is my first angle. Okay, plus 65, plus what's my third angle? Because this is what people forget sometimes. It's this box, right? What does that box represent? 90 degrees. Okay, so don't leave that out just because it doesn't have an actual number. You have to write the 90 for the box. So we got 65 and 90. So we're going to come back here. We're working, oh, try that again. Smarter. And I forget what I said, 90, right? 65. All right, so x plus 65 plus 90, okay, 25. Okay, and we love Desmos because Desmos saves us from having to do all of that algebra. Not that it would be hard. If you wanted to do it by hand, then you'd add 65 and 90. And so that would give you what? 155. Then you would subtract the 155 from both sides. And that's where we're coming up with 25. Okay, just so you can see the algebra. All right, number 6. First angle is F, plus second angle is 60, plus third angle. We know they add up to 180. Okay. Again, always use X in Desmos so that it will do the graph. So it was 60 plus 60. Oh, turns out to be 60. So this is actually your equiangular triangle, right? If all 3 angles are 60, it's equiangular, which means it's equilateral from the other day. All right, moving right along. These are all the same. The numbers are going to change. So first angle plus second angle plus third angle equals 180. Okay, now don't think, oh, I'm just going to put 50 because when I had two 60s, it was the same. Because what you're going to see is that's not going to happen here. Okay, we're actually going to get 80. And again, remember what you're finding is 50 plus what gives me 180. All right, number 8. Now, just to show you that you don't have to start with your variable. Let's say you want to start with the 45. Okay, and then you go to the A. So first angle plus second angle plus, again, do not ignore the box. You do have to put a number in for that. We know it's 90. They have to add up to 180. Okay, so, and you can type it in like that. You don't have to start with the variable. So you'd go over Desmos. Let's just take that out. So we started with the number. So 45 plus, you do have to use X, plus, the other angle was 90, equals 180. Tap it, 45. Okay. So again, make sure you understand what you just figured out. And it is degrees. Oh, I forgot my degrees on number 7. What you just figured out is this angle is 45 degrees. Okay, and 45 plus 90 gives you your 180. All right, so 9 and 10, same thing, except now you need to just look at your picture, and you can, I would use pencil, write the numbers on your picture. If the measure of angle 1 is 74, so they're telling you that this angle is 74, and the measure of angle 3 is 39, so they're telling you that this angle is 39. Measure of angle 2 equals blank, so they want to know this angle right here. So that's what you would call your X, And again, use pencil because we're going to use the same picture for number 10. So I'm going to try to write it small. So we're going to say first angle plus second angle plus third angle equals 180. And again, don't have to start with x if you don't want to. Okay, so x plus 74 plus 39 equals 180. Find your line, double tap. That other angle is 67 degrees. So angle 2 is 67. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing for 10 using the same picture. So I need to erase all of this. That's why I said use pencil. All right, so angle 1 is 65. Angle 2 is 86. And they want to know angle 3, question mark, call that x. So this time my equation is x plus the second angle plus the third angle. Okay, and again, it doesn't matter. I said 65 plus 86. You might have written 86 plus 65. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, 65 and 86. Again, I'm going to work a little smarter and just do that. Tap. Okay, so my missing angle is 29 degrees. So angle 3 is 29 degrees. All right, here's why we want you to write the top as an equation and not try to shortcut it. Because look what happens on these next 4 questions. Okay, you can't shortcut this. What you have to do is you have to add your 3 angles and set them equal to 180. So some people like to just do this. 2x, all right? 2x plus, what's another angle? 2x, all right? Plus, because you have to add all 3, 2x. Just happens that they're all the same, cool, equals 180. Now, yes, you should be able to solve this by hand. That would be 6x equals 180. Okay, divide both sides by 6. But again, we love Desmos. We don't have to. 2x plus 2x plus 2x equals 180. Where's my line? Double tap. X is 30. That's it. Okay, now again, should you know how to do the equation by hand? Yes, you should. Okay, because you combine, get 6x, so you divide by 6, and so that's why x is 30. Do you have to show us your work? Nope. The only thing we're going to be looking for is this equation right here. All right, so if you look here, they actually want a and then they want 2a. So before we can get 2a, we need to know what a is. So we're going to write our equation. Okay, just make sure you're adding all 3 angles. That's the only mistake we see people make. So some people like to just circle a plus, what's another angle? 2a plus, what's the last or the third? 2a equals 180. Not ever going to change. So again, when you pop over here to Desmos, you've got to use x. So x plus 2x plus 2x equals 180. Find your line, double tap, 36. So a is 36. How do we find 2a? Well, all you got to do, this is 2 times a. 2 times, what do we get for a? 36. Okay. If you need to, type it into Desmos. 2 times 36 is 72. Okay, and essentially what you figured out is this angle is 36, this angle is 72, and we don't need to do that one again, but that would be 72. And 72 plus 72 plus 36, that's a 6. Add up to 180. All right, number 13, kind of running out of room for my equations. So, again, you just take your 3 angles. So 2x, start with that one, plus the second angle, and again, it doesn't matter which way you go, plus the third angle equals 180. Okay, now notice they want x, 2x, 4x, and 6x. We can't find these 3 until we know what x actually is. So that's where Desmos is our friend. So 2x plus, and I totally forgot what it said, 6x plus 4x. 6x plus 4x equals 180. Okay, tap. Okay, so x turns out to be 15. So I come over here, okay, where I have x equals, I'm going to put 15. Now I just have to replace these x's with 15. So 2 times x, 2 times, what do we get for x? 15. That would be 30. 4x, 4 times, what do we get for x? 15. So 4 times 15 is 60. And then 6x, 6 times 15. 6 times 15 is 90. Again, if you can't do the math in your head, that's what Desmos is for. Don't get them wrong. Okay, type it into Desmos. All right, last one. Okay, we want a and 3a. So we got to figure out a first. So we got to set up our equation. 3a plus, what's the next angle? 3a plus, what's the third angle? 3a. The three angles have to add up to 180. Not worried about doing the algebra. Gonna let Desmos do that for me. So I come over here and type it in with x's. Equals 180. Double tap. So x is 20. Okay. Of course, they're calling it a. That's fine. A is 20. If I want 3a, that's 3 times a. So I'm going to say 3 times, what do we find for a? 20. So 3 times 20 is 60. So just write your equation, add your 3 angles, set them equal to 180, whatever they're giving you, type it into Desmos. Desmos gives you the answer.